now rocking with the best. The bass get hot, boy, I am so many fresh. I talk cash money like I'm Birdman. Tackle topic straight on, no swerving. All facts is what I'm serving. No one's better or more deserving than me. I bring that heat like Miami on a whole nother level like Tiny. I prove points by helping you visualize, using data that's analyzed by eagle eyes. Get your mind right and act like you know. You are now tuned into the Real Untouchable podcast.
Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast, man, with me, Ray Diggs. I want to talk about Arkansas high school football and can the Warren Lumberjacks advance past the Pocahontas Redskins. I think that's their name. But hey, before we get started, man, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. Make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But listen, I got to talk about the home state, y'all. I want to talk about Arkansas high school football and why I think that AAA, yes, I'm calling out AAA. I think that you all was out to get the Warren Lumberjacks, okay? Y'all put them basically in one of the hardest divisions. Y'all put them up there with the Elkins, but you put teams like, Monticello down at the bottom, so they won't have to see none of the top teams. But I'm gonna talk about the Hamburg Monticello matchup as well in my next, in the next segment. I want to break down that game and why I think Hamburg got a big chance to beat Monticello the second time around. But listen, let's go ahead and we're gonna start off with 5A, and we're gonna start off with the 5A defending two-time state champions, the Little Rock Park Group Patriots. Man, this team right here has dominated 5A for the last 3 years, and this season right here, I'm gonna be honest. I know what I said at the beginning. I said that them and Pulaski. I said that Parkview and Hardin Academy was on a collision course. Now Hardin Academy already got knocked off by Camden Fairview last week. Camden Fairview is a really, really good team. They kind of pushed Parkview a little bit until Parkview in the end of the game started running away with it. But if Parkview win this week and Valley View wins, this game right here could be possibly a state champ. This right here could be a game that whoever wins that game wins the state championship, being that Valley View is undefeated. They're 11-0 right now. And I think they will win this game this week. I think they win this game easy. They have a hell of a young quarterback. Their quarterback, I watched him play, Maddox Berry. This kid can play. He is a baller. But I think that Parkview just got something. They're kryptonite to every team in 5A. They got a defense. That's the one thing that they got working for themselves. And they got playmakers all over the offensive side. I'm going with Valley View to win. I'm going with Parkview to win. I'm going to go with JT Robinson to win. And I'm going to go with Camden Fairview to win. And I think those four teams there will pretty much move on to the semifinals of the 5A state playoffs right there. Okay, so I'm going to go back over that again. I think Valley View will win. I think Parkview wins. JT Robinson. And I think that Camden Fairview wins on the road. Okay, so make sure y'all go and look at these. These are really good teams, man. It's this is not the strongest conference. It's really not. It's probably 7A is probably the strongest. In 7A, we got Bryant, Conway, Benville, Fayetteville, Pulaski Academy. But this week we got Pulaski Academy going to Fayetteville. I'm going with Pulaski Academy to win this game on the road. I think somehow, some way, Brandon Cobbs and Pulaski Academy, one of the top classers in the state of Arkansas, I think he will find a way to get Pulaski Academy to the next round. I'm going with Pulaski Academy, the number 5 seed, to beat the number 2 seed, Fayetteville, at Fayetteville. I'm going with Pulaski. We got Cabot at Bryant. Bryant dominant. I think Bryant dominates them. Bryant is just too good, man. They're a very big physical team. They slow. They kind of remind me of the old Alabama team. You know what I'm saying? That's who Bryant remind me of. They remind me of them old Alabama team. They're big, slow, but they're physical. You know what I'm saying? They can run the football. They're going to take the air out the ball. They don't throw it, a million times a game. They got a quarterback that pretty much controls the game with his legs and his arm. And that's why I think that this team is so difficult to beat. All right. So I'm going to go with Bryant to win that game easy. I'm going to go with Benville West going to Benville. I'm going with Benville to win this game. And we got Rogers traveling to Conway. I think Conway wins this game. Okay, so we're going to have Conway, Benville, and then we're going to have Pulaski Academy, Bryant. That's going to be who I think is going to make it to the semifinal of 7A. Okay, so I already gave you my picks for 5A. Now that's 7A. Okay, now let's go down to 6A. Well, we got Greenwood. I think Greenwood is the best team in the state. I think they're the best team, easily the best team in 6A. I don't think no team can beat this team. I think that them losing one of their teammates pretty much motivated this team even more. And that's why I think that this team comes into this game right here and dominate once again. And I think they're going to dominate again next week. I don't think no team can stop this team. I look at this team. I look at this Greenwood team. I look at that team just like how I look at Little Rock Park in 5A. I just don't think nobody can stop this train. It kind of how I look at Bryant in 7A. You know, when you look at these three conferences, you got to look at it and think about it. These are three dominant teams. Like, they're not just winning by 7 points, 14 points. No, they're winning by 40s and 50s every single night, every single game. And that's why I think Greenwood wins it all in this conference. But I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Mountain Home at Little Rock Catholic. I think Mountain Home wins that game. Okay. Then we got El Dorado at Greenwood. I think it's going to be a burial. I think it's going to be a funeral. I think that they're going to pretty much dominate El Dorado. Matter of fact, I'm going to call it right now. Greenwood is already up 28. Well, that 35-0 right now with a running clock, and it ain't even Friday yet. Okay, they're up right now 35-0, running clock, and it is 11:57 at night on a Thursday. So that just tells you what type of game I think this game is going to be between Greenwood versus El Dorado. Okay, and then we got Lake Hamilton at Benton. We're going to go with Ben. I think Ben is a hell of a team. They're a really, really good team. I expect for Ben to be what they are this year, last year, when they had the hell of a running back, the running back that went to Arkansas. But I think Ben wins this game easy. We got Van Buren at Shiloh Christian. Shiloh Christian is one of those teams that I thought would dominate 6A. It hadn't went like that. They've lost three games, even though they pushed Greenwood. They might have gave Greenwood one of the hardest games that they played all season. But I expect for them to advance. I expect for them to win this game. So I expect for Shiloh Christian, Benton, Mountain Home, and Greenwood to make it to the next round. Those are my 4 teams that I think will be playing next weekend, the weekend after Thanksgiving. Those are the teams that I think will make it to the next round. All right, let's move down to the conference. I think that probably got more teams than any of them. And this right here going to be I'm not going to talk about any other conference. I'll talk about 4A, 5A, 6A, and 7A. I don't really talk about 3A. Well, actually, I'll talk a little bit about 3A, but that's pretty much it. But let's talk about 4A. 4A, yes. Okay. I think Elkins is the best team in 4A easily. It ain't even close. And I'm not just saying that. I mean that because they've dominated all season. They have dominated everybody. Gravit was the only team that I feel like put up a good matchup. And hell, looking at Gravit, the way they played against Hamburg last week, it makes me wonder, how good was this team? I know how good they was. If you go back and actually watch the game, you will actually see how that game, the reason why that game turned into such of a very competitive game. It was because Elkins was making uncharacteristic mistakes in that game. I'm talking about fumbling the ball, throwing easy interceptions, dropping passes. After they went up 21-0, hell, when they went up 21-0, I said, oh, yeah, it's the mercy rule again, which they put the mercy rule on everybody all season, including the Warren Lumberjacks when they went to Elkins early in the season. But this right here is a very tough conference. We got Hamburg going to Monticello. As y'all can remember, Hamburg lost to Monticello earlier this season, and I keep telling everybody it was a very tough game. But I'm going to break down on the Hamburg-Monticello game. I'm not going to even predict that game right there because I'm going to talk about that right there in the next episode, and I'm going to explain to y'all why I feel. I'm going to tell y'all why the keys to victory I feel if these two teams do what I'm telling them to do, they wins this game. All right? So I'm not going to even predict that game right there, even though I think that's the game of the week. All right? Actually, That's the Hootens game of the week. So make sure y'all tune in. Hey, they got ASN that's gonna travel down there and watch these dudes play. Everybody know I'm not really a big Hamburg fan. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I don't care who gets mad. But I'm not a big fan of them. All right, they're good, but I just think that they're in a conference. I think they're in a part of the bracket where they're matched up against teams that's just like them. All right, that's not really that good, but they can win games because they got a good running game and they got a quarterback that I feel like he's a year ahead of time. I think next year the kid is going to be really good, but I think this year it's just I think he's getting his feet wet right now. You know what I'm saying? You know how you get your feet wet. You know when you go up in there, you get your feet done. I'm not saying I get my feet done all the time, but you know when you get your feet done, you get a little water on you. That's what I think he's done this year. But I think next year is when he takes that next step as the quarterback. All right. And I said this right here earlier this season, man. I said to Hamburg, this is a year ahead of time for this young Hamburg team. They got a young team. They quarterback coming back next year. They running back coming back. I think they got a receiver coming back next year. They got a lot to build off of next year. All right, I think that next year is going to be their time where they can actually make a run. I don't know, and it's kind of intriguing next year for Hamburg is because Warren is losing so much. So it's easy for this Hamburg team to possibly go and win. Win 8-4-8 next year. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Darnell. I think Darnell wins against Prairie Grove. Darnell is a really, really good team. They might be the second best team in this N4A. If it's either them or possibly Orkadelphia. But I think Darnell beat Prairie Grove. I think they advance. I'm gonna go with Orkadelphia against Gentry. Gentry, as y'all can remember, they went and beat who was it, DeWitt last week. That was a big game. That was a game. I ain't gonna even lie. I thought DeWitt was gonna pretty much stomp a mud hole in them, but DeWitt did something that they was doing early in the season, which was making really terrible mistakes early in the game. They found themselves in a big hole, and they had to come back and they ended up losing that game by 1 point. But Gentry, they're going the road against Orkadelphia. I expect for them to lose this game. We got Heber Springs at Southside 11-0. I think Southside wins this game easily. We got Clinton at Mills. Now, a lot of people's picking Mills to win this. A lot of people's picking Clinton to win this game, even though Mills is undefeated. Well, I ain't like everybody else. I think somehow, some way, Little Rock Mills is going to figure out a way how to win this game. I'm going with Mills to win this game, and I'm going with Mills to advance. And we got Pocahontas at number 1 Warren. Warren is 9-2. And I've been telling y'all all season, I'm a big Warren Lumberjack fan. A lot of people that know me know I love the Warren Lumberjacks. I think that Bo Hembry is probably one of the top 5 best coaches in the state of Arkansas high school football history. And if y'all don't know, do your research. The dude has been a winner for the last at least 20, 25 years or more. That just tells you how good this Warren team has been for the last 25 years. I think that AAA pretty much put Warren in this conference, in this bracket, because they want to see how good this team is. If Warren win this week, if I'm not mistaken, Warren will play against the winner out of Mills and Clinton. That's gonna tell me what I need to know. And Elkins, they put Elkins down there. And if y'all look at it, man, if y'all look at this, just let's just talk about Darnell 9-1, Orkadelphia 9-2, Southside 11-0, Hamburg, Monticello pretty much 8-3. But when you go down here to the bottom, besides Pocahontas, which Pocahontas should have lost last week, but they didn't. They beat Nashville, which Nashville was a highly favorite. And I'm gonna be honest, I wish Nashville would have won because I wanted to see Nashville against Warren. That would have been bananas, y'all. That would have been crazy. But anyway, Elkins 11-0, Warren 9-2, Mina 10-1, Highland 9-1, Malvern 10-1. So y'all see the trend that I'm throwing out there, y'all. Do y'all see what I'm doing right now? Do y'all see how hard the bottom of that bracket is compared to the top of the bracket, which you got a bunch of teams up there? Like when I'm looking at the top of that bracket, I'm thinking to myself like, this top of the bracket, Hamburg could possibly. I'm not saying they can't. I'm not gonna say they're gonna make it all the way to the state championship. But when I look at this top of this bracket, they can damn sure make it to the semifinals. But Darnell is a hell of a team. Okadelphia is a really good team. That's a really good team. All right. And Southside, I just don't know about Southside. Yeah, they 11-0, but hell, you could be 11-0 playing against whoever you're playing against in 3A. I mean, in 8-3A. So I don't know nothing about Southside. Okay. So that when I say, so I'm going to go with Warren. I'm Mina traveling to Elkins. I think that game like that. I'm gonna say the same thing I said. I'm gonna say the same thing I said about Greenwood. I'm gonna say it about Elkins. Elkins is already up 28-0 right now, and it is 12 o'clock midnight. I expect for Elkins to win this game, and I expect them to win big. Okay, and then we got Highland 91 at Malvern. Now this game right here can go either way. This game here, now this right here is a toss-up. Okay, this game right here can be a toss-up. Let me show you. Oh, yep, that's a toss-up. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do. I'm going with Malvern only because Malvern is at home. I think they're gonna be motivated. I'm going with Malvern to beat Highland, even though I think this right here could possibly be a semifinal game. Actually, if they would have put Highland in the right side, but Highland is a hell of a team. But I expect for Malvern to win this game. All right, so you see what I'm saying? I said Malvern, Elkins, Warren, Mills, Southside, Orkadelphia, Darnell, and I'm gonna go with the Monticello Hamburg. I'll make sure y'all tune in and tell y'all who I think is gonna win that game next. All right, and we're gonna go down to 3A. Okay, this right will be the last conference I talk about as Fordyce, Bismarck, okay, Manfield, Prescott, Boonville, and Osceola, and Rivercrest. Rivercrest is one of those teams y'all better watch out for. They're a really good team. They got talent on both sides of the football. Very talented quarterback, very talented wide receiver. A lot of people don't watch them because they're 3A. They're a little school. But I'm going to tell y'all, them dudes got big hearts, and they was in 4A last year in which they beat Warren and made it to the state championship game in which they ran into a very tough Hardin Academy team. I think it was Hardin Academy. I think it was Hardin Academy who they made it to and made it against and ended up losing the game. But this year, we got Rising at Rivercrest. I'm going with Rivercrest. I told y'all I love this team. They got a wide receiver named Bubba Harris. Okay, Jaden Young. They got some really, really good playmakers on this team. Cavante Washington, that's their quarterback. Last week, this kid went 20 for 26, 301 yards, 5 touchdowns. That was all in the first half. Okay, you got Bubba Harris, 5 catches, 83 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Young, 7 carries, 61 yards. He also had 10 catches for 106 yards and 4 touchdowns. That just tell you, I just said that. I ain't even look at these stats. I'm telling y'all that they got playmakers all over the field. This Rivercrest team is going to give Rising a lot of issues because of how they can do what they can do. And if you ain't coming into this game to score at least 40 points, you probably won't beat this Rivercrest team. I'm telling you, you're going to have to put up points. I'm going Rivercrest to win. Okay, we got Atkins at Bismarck. I'm going with Bismarck. Okay, we got Charleston at Osceola. I'm going to go with Osceola. Jessieville at Fordyce. I watched Fordyce play a couple weeks ago. Now, and I wanted to watch their quarterback. That's what I've been wanting to watch. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Don't take this the wrong way. I like their quarterback. I think the kid is only in the 9th grade. Okay, so he got a lot of years to grow. But that first game that I watched, I wasn't really impressed. I'm gonna be real. I wasn't impressed. I was impressed with his size, but I wasn't impressed with the way he was playing. So I expect for them with the way this team plays. And like I said, the kid name is Cadillac Ellison. And y'all might want to look him up. Last week he was 12 for 16, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 5 rushes for 48 yards. But I wasn't impressed. Maybe it was because it was raining. It was wet. Maybe that's the reason why. Matter of fact, that's what I would say. I'll say because it was raining. That's why I wasn't impressed with it. But I expect for Fordyce to win this game. I expect for them to win a very close game against Jessieville. It could be a 14-point win for them. But I expect for this Fordyce team to advance on to. I honestly feel like this Fordyce team can win it all this year. We got Mayflower at Boonville. I'm going with Boonville. We got Dumas at Glen Rose. Hey, y'all, upset alert. I'm going Dumas. I think Dumas get the win somehow, some way. I think Dumas is a team that's coming in with nothing to lose. I'm talking about they have nothing, absolutely nothing to lose. I think Dumas go in there and get it done. We have Newport at Mansfield. I'm going to go with Newport to win this game. I think Newport is a hell of a team. Even though they're going on the road, I think they're a team that's fit to win on the road. Okay, so I'm going with Newport. We have Prescott at Saline. I'm gonna go with Prescott, y'all. I know, they're not favorite to win this game, but I'm gonna go with Prescott because I think Prescott have something to prove, and they're 10-1. Okay, and honestly, the one game that they lost, they could have, and should have won it. So I'm gonna go with Prescott to win that game, and so let's go back over our recaps. 2-8, well 3-8. We got Saline, Prescott. I'm going with Prescott. We got Newport, Mansfield. I'm going with Newport. We got Dumas at Glen Rose. I'm going with Dumas. We got Mayflower at Boonville. I'm going with Boonville. We got Jesseville at Fordyce. I'm going with Fordyce. We got Charleston at Osceola. I'm going with Osceola. And we got Atkins against Bismarck. I'm going with Bismarck. And we got Rivercrest. We got Rising at Rivercrest. I'm going with Rivercrest. So those are my team that I think will advance to the next round of the 3A Arkansas State playoffs. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this segment. Let me know what y'all think about my picks for this week. Okay, they might not be what you think. They might not be what you like. Y'all might think, oh my God, how can he pick against this team? Oh, I'll tell you how I did it. I just did it. Okay. So make sure y'all tune into the next segment. I'm about to go ahead and break down. I'm gonna give y'all a quick breakdown. It's not gonna be 20 minutes long like this one. It's gonna be more like 5-10 minutes. Will I break down the Hamburg versus Warren game? This is a crosstown rivalry. There's only probably about 30, 20, 25 miles between these two teams. So I want to break down and why I think these two teams right here whoever wins this game possibly can make it to the semifinals of 4A. So make sure y'all tune in for this segment. Until next time, y'all have a great Friday morning, y'all. Peace.